right, folks, back on the Bossman show. We saw him in Atlanta at Lake Point Valentine with the Ramblers out at 18 Loyola-Chicago. Drew, what's up, brother? Good to see you again, man.
Yep, you too. You too. Thanks for having me on.
No doubt, man. Drew, man, can't even believe it, brother. You're going into your fourth season as the head coach, man. Has it all just been a whirlwind for you, my man?
Yeah, it's been crazy. It feels like just yesterday I was having my first summer practice as head coach of Loyola, and now going into year four. It's gone so fast, but I've had so much fun along the way.
No doubt, man. And for you, I know you had a tough 2023 campaign, 2022 campaign, but bouncing back. So how did you go about it with your staff to bounce back for another 20-win season? Second one is in your time with the Ramblers. So talk to me about that. Kind of coming back, self-evaluating, reevaluating things, and coming back stronger than ever.
Yeah, I think we really just didn't understand in some regards what exactly our style of play, roster construction, culture, all of that, what that looks like as a team that's competing against the A10 night in and night out. I think um, you don't know until you're there, and I thought we did a better job in year two at building a roster that was the championship formula in a Loyola kind of a way. So we got back to playing our physical and disciplined style of defense. We got back to playing our unselfish brand and efficient brand of offensive basketball. And so I just think we did a better job of evaluating the newcomers we brought in, whether it was freshmen or transfers. And then we'd had a lot of really good program development with not only just our style of play and how we switched up our offense, the speed that we were playing with, some of the simple ways that we were triggering our offense, but most importantly, player development, our returning guys, the guys like Braden Norris, Phil Alston, Tom Welch, Jalen Quinn, Jaden Dawson, Sheldon Edwards. Those guys really, really took a step forward, both mentally and with their game. So I would say just a combination of all those things helped put us in a position to win a championship last year.
And Drew, you know what's good about it, man? Not many head coaches can say in their first 3 years ahead of head coach, 2 20-win seasons. So talk about that piece. There's been a young head coach knowing that, hey, I can do this, knowing that I have the right mindset, I have the right grounding to do this. So talk about that because it's very rare that a young coach like yourself in the tough valley and 18, first 3 years of coaching, two 20-win seasons.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've obviously come into a situation, and I'm pretty self-aware. I've come into a situation where, the coaches before me really, really set me up in a really nice way. Obviously, Coach Moser as the head coach, and then the other assistant coaches, Brian Mullins, Danielle Robinson, Emmanuel Dildy, Matt Gordon. Those guys are the ones that laid the framework and groundwork of the culture here. And, it was kind of just my job, when I took over to not mess it up in some ways. So, it went from created by culture under Coach Moser to committed to the culture under me. That's our program's slogan. And, I've just really just tried to stay committed to that because those guys set me up in a really good way. I also got really, really good administration and relationships with our administration, our president, Dr. Mark Reed, and our athletic director, Steve Watson. They give me what I need to be successful here. So I try to work my butt off to use my vision and use the standards that I know that lead to winning. Do that every single day, and so far it's been able to do that. But a lot of people have helped me get to this point.
No doubt, Drew. And Drew, this one people don't understand too about going from different conferences, going from the Valley, having a Valley style team to a A10 style. So kind of talk about compare and contrast the difference between the Missouri Valley and the A10 and it's your opinion from being in it in the thick every day.
Yeah, I think the best teams in the MVC, or at least the ones that I was around, were ones that were kind of like chameleons. They were, it's so scouting heavy. It's so less about identity and more how can you have a bunch of different identities. And in the A10, it's more about the talent that you have, and then like what's your identity, and how bought in is your program to doing your identity at a championship level, championship standard every single night. Like, teams have like a Richmond has an identity. Davidson has a clear identity. Dayton has a clear identity. Fordham has a clear identity. Like VCU under Coach Rhodes, they had a clear identity. Like So it's more about like, how can you get the most talent and impose your will on your opponent? And so that's what we've tried to do over my time here. And I think we kind of doubled down with our roster additions we made this spring. We doubled down on trying to just improve and enhance the identity that we're creating here.
And Drew, I see you have five freshmen on your roster, and I know guys are trying to go be old and stay old. So for you, what makes you kind of Z the other way and bring in five freshmen to kind of having that pipeline as your upperclassmen age out and move on to bigger and better things, hopefully playing ball somewhere.
Yeah, I think roster turnover is just what's going to be happening in college basketball. It's part of it, and you got to be good at trying to retain as much as you can while also bringing in the pieces that fit around that. And we're always going to be a 50-50 program. We're going to do 50-50 high school, 50-50 transfers. And, we have 8 scholarship newcomers this year. 4 of them are freshmen, 4 of them are transfers. So, that's kind of what I want to do. We signed 2 in the fall, and then we kind of didn't know what we were going to do because um, we knew we had 4 scholarships left with the 6 seniors that we had, so we knew we had that. But as the season went going, we started to get an idea of some roster attrition we might have, and so we tried to replace those 2 with 2 freshmen that are from out of the country, 2 foreigners this spring in February. We went out and did that, and then we got our four guys out of the portal in March and April. So that was kind of our roster construction thing. And I want to have guys that I can develop. I want to have guys that our fans fall in love with, and they can see their growth and maturity. That's what's made this place special. Guys like Lucas Williamson and Cam Crutwig, and I know Braden Norris was a transfer, but he was still here for 5 years. So like our fan base was able to see him and Tom Welch and guys like that grow and develop and blossom here. So I want to continue that, but also, we've had success with transfers, whether it's a Phil Austin or Des Watson or Clay Custer, Marcus Towns. So like I want a mixture of that within the program.
And Drew, this summer, who are some guys you want to highlight who's really gotten better in your workouts and having 8 newcomers? How much did you do kind of play development stuff versus team stuff, kind of integrate these new guys into your system and culture and way of knowing?
Yeah, so I would say the first part, I think Miles Rubin has had an outstanding summer. I think he's really, from a mentality standpoint and from a really putting his all into it. I think he's really, really grown his skill level. But he's also added to his frame. He's added since the season got over with, he's added about 10 more pounds. And so he's up about, 25 since he's been on campus. So his physicality, his strength, his versatility is really growing. So that's been fun to see from our returners. Newcomers, Kamani Winsu has been really, really good. We thought that he was a really versatile piece, and somebody that could really do things on both sides of the floor, but he's been even better than advertised from Washington State. I really, really like what he's been doing this summer. And then from a team standpoint, I think we are doing a combination of player development and team stuff. That's what we've always done. We kind of got a plan of how we construct our summer, 4 weeks in June, then we take 4th of July week off, and then we go 4 additional weeks, and we're in the midst of that right now. And it's a mix of team stuff, strength and agility, and individual skill development.
And Drew, something you said very key is that strength and agility stuff work because college basketball is the longest season of all the intercollegiate sports. So talk about making sure the young men are conditioned for the long haul of the year, and also for you as a coaching staff, not burning them out, knowing that you have to really play until March, starting and really get ready for it as soon as school starts back here in August.
Yeah, I think in right now in the summer we think about it like we got 4.5 days on and 2.5 days off. So we try to give our guys Saturday and Sunday off and try to be away from them. I think it's always more mental than physical. So like as much time as you can get on your schedule that that you have your own time to do what you want to do, that allows your brain to be at ease and relax and allow you to recharge your battery. So Monday to Friday at noon, I got you. From 1 p.m. on Friday to obviously through Sunday night, that's your time. And so that's part of the mindset that we have with not trying to burn our guys out. And then uh yeah, it's a long season, but like if you really want to be a pro, the NBA season is September to
7
April.
months. I live it.
That,
7
you know,
months.
at minimum. And so like, I kind of look at it like, this is just training you for the NBA if this is something that you want to do, if you really want to be a pro.
No doubt, 100%, man. You got that right. And to talk about, having a player-led team as well, man, having an upperclassman kind of teach the young guys about getting in extra work, whether it be in the weight room, getting up shots on your own, about coaches having the project get shots up, and kind of having the locker room lead the team. And so you just kind of coach X's and O's, not coach the effort and work off the court.
Yeah, that's always been important. It's been something that's cultivated. I don't think, you can go into a room and just say, "Hey, you're going to be the leader." I think that those things from a newcomer standpoint, it takes time and then it's cultivated within the culture. And I think that's been passed down is the older guys, they help out the younger guys. They don't just disrespect them or personally attack them, but they try to lead them and guide them and support them and let them know, hey, I was in your shoes one day, but this is the why. This is why coach is, on you for it. And so Sheldon Edwards and Des Watson have been doing an outstanding job this summer at leading our team.
No doubt. And Drew, for you now, if some games non-conference you want to talk about it, you can discuss, please do. But talk about kind of non-conference schedule, being in the 18, trying to get the right balance to get ready for the 18, and kind of not kill your team early. So to balance, try to make the schedule just right, and find the right matchups, right MCUs to test your guys before you get in that tough 18 play.
Yeah, I think you want to have a mix of home games, and you want to have a mix of, maybe going on the road, maybe going to a neutral site. And then you want to try to obviously put yourself in position with those games, whether they're home, neutral, or away, to put yourself in a position to be you know, at-large team. And so I think that's what we've done with our non-conference schedule is we got some challenging games on the road and home and neutral, and we're playing obviously in the Diamond Head Invitational Classic in Hawaii over Christmas, and we're really excited about the opportunity to play nationally televised games when everybody else isn't, right? Like that's obviously it's going to be a hard trip, and I've talked to other coaches that have done it, and we know that it's going to be tough, but it's an opportunity for us to enhance our brand on national TV, at a time when we're the only college basketball games on. So we're really excited about getting the opportunity to play at the Diamond Head.
That's one for you, Drew, man. Talk about Phil Austin playing in the summer league. I saw him a little bit out there. I was out there, but I saw him out there playing for the Bucks. So talk about seeing a young man you coach getting summer league an opportunity to show what he can do, and hopefully he'll be playing somewhere this season overseas or in the G League somewhere, showing what he can do for you guys, man.
Yeah, I think Phil's an incredible story. I mean, the growth that he's on. I mean, it's hopefully he can end up continuing to grow and exceeding expectations, and it's like movie worthy. 3 years ago he was you know passed out and didn't know how, and to go from that to being a Division II player to come into Loyola to getting a shot and starting a summer league game and performing well and doing it on national TV is just, it's so fun for me to see, because that was his goal and his mission, and his purpose for coming to Loyola was the opportunity to play a lot and to grow and develop, and we were able to help him with that. And he's going to have an opportunity to show that he belongs. And but there's nobody that I would rather go to war with than him. And I would not bet against him because he's, proved that the odds, when the odds are stacked against him, he's going to rise. So I was extremely proud watching Phil play in summer league, and I'm hoping for the best for him this upcoming season.
No doubt with Drew, man, on my end. Hope you have a great year yourself, my brother. Hope you win the 18 and get to the big dance again and show out, man. So I'm definitely going to come be cheering for you, brother. Hope we'll talk to you in March for you going to the big dance again, my guy.
No doubt. Appreciate you. Thanks for always for your support, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Drew. Appreciate you, my brother.